Welcome to another episode of the Edmonds Mom's Room podcast. I'm Dr. Allison Felt, owner of Body Motion Physical Therapy, and I am so delighted to have Christine with Peartree Consignment with us today. And Peartree Consignment is located in beautiful downtown Edmonds, and I am so excited for her to introduce you to her shop. So welcome, Christine.
Hi, thank you. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to chat with you.
Me too. One of my favorite things that I see on your website is what you guys do for women, and it is beautifully written. So I want to introduce you with that line. So Peartree Consignment was started with a simple goal to help women love the clothes in their closet so they can walk out the door each day feeling comfortable, confident, and fabulous. And I think that is absolutely beautiful and
Oh,
probably sums up exactly what you do.
thank you. Yes. Yep. We feel like that is our goal. That any woman of any age, any size, whether you work from home or you are raising kids or you're retired, we can all have things in our closet that make us feel great, and that's our goal.
Cool. Well, so tell me a little bit about how you got started.
Oh gosh. Well, I'd have to go way back for that. I have always, as far back as I can remember, wanted to own a consignment clothing boutique. Gosh, when I was in high school, I used to shop secondhand back before it was popular to do so. I always loved vintage items and unique, one of a kind things, and I always appreciated quality fabrics and quality items. And I don't know that my friends back in the 80s really understood my aesthetic necessarily. But I was just trying to figure it out as I go, figure out what my style was, as most of us were doing back then. And so yeah, I've just always appreciated the idea of taking things, repurposing them, taking items and being able to give them new life, or um, making something that is used into something beautiful. And so that was something that I've always enjoyed. And back then I worked at McDonald's, so I didn't have much of a budget, so that worked really well. But as I got older and had a little bit more to spend, I found myself still loving to shop that way. And then life happened, had kids, and they're now grown. They're 23 and 26. And I was working in healthcare for about a decade, and was just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the next chapter of my life now that I had a little bit more bandwidth. So just decided to take the plunge and go for it.
So cool. Oh, I love that. What year did you start Peartree Consignment?
Gosh, we started in November of 2019, so 4 months before the pandemic shut down. So
Oh my goodness.
not the best timing, but we're still here and going strong. So have a lot to be thankful for.
Yeah, I love that. So you guys, I didn't realize that you were that new to downtown
Yeah.
Edmonds. Wow. So how did you make it through?
Well, I, for most of us, I think we didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
And those first few weeks of being shut down were tough. There were a few days I didn't want to get out of bed. We didn't know if there was an end in sight, but you just pull it together and do what you can. And I actually feel really fortunate that I had something that I loved, that I believed in, to kind of keep me going through that time. Being shut down was difficult because I had put everything into this business and I was so excited about it. So we decided to, at that time, launch an online store, which we did during the shutdown. And then we have since gone primarily back to the brick and mortar. But then after we opened, and to be honest, people coming into the store, that first couple months afterwards, not everybody was really in the mood to be buying clothing. There wasn't much, people weren't going anywhere. So, but the community just really, I love Edmonds. Edmonds really supports their small businesses, and people would come in just to check on us and see how we're doing, and just a real sense of love and community. And that's what kept me going.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding. That's really what this community is
Mm,
about. And it's so beautiful
absolutely.
and lovely. So okay, so now you're here. Did I have a lot of questions. Did you guys get a lot of influx of people wanting to consign things since they're home cleaning their closets out? And
Yes, yes, absolutely.
so
Yeah.
do you still take consignment goods?
We do. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we take appointments and we do allow drop-offs Wednesdays through Saturdays with fewer than 25 items so people can just kind of pop in. Some people like that flexibility. So
Nice.
yeah, we are taking consignments. We are being pretty selective in what we bring in because we're not a huge space and we have to be pretty selective, so we tend to look for better label items and quality, good condition, newer styles, that sort of thing. But yeah,
Yeah,
always taking
lovely.
new things in.
Cool. Do you mind, for someone who may not know what consignment actually means, do you mind telling us, like, so people can bring their goods and resell them, and then do they get some of that money, or is it a donation? Do you mind sharing what that looks like?
Absolutely. Good question. Yes. So people bring their items in and we go through them and curate, decide which items will do well in the store. And if there's anything that we don't think, we'll send them back with the consigner. And then the items that we take on consignment, um, we keep it really organized. So they receive an email immediately with all the items that they've consigned. Every time an item sells, they get an email. So they always know exactly what's on their account. And then at the end of the 60 days, they can come in and pick up a check, or they can always come in and use store credit anytime as well.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. How did you come up with this? Like, I
With
know
the
you, yeah, just with the Peartree consignment itself. Like, did you know that you were gonna be the owner of a consignment shop, or did you think like maybe you were going to be the one that was like going to find gems at Value Village and then resell these gems, or like do you mind sharing that?
Oh, no, absolutely. Well, it was just kind of a progression. Like I said, I've always enjoyed shopping secondhand. I did some reselling online. I was actually one of the first
Oh,
eBay sellers, which is
oh, wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
And that was a lot of fun while I was raising kids. I was able to, supplement the income doing that. But the idea of having a brick and mortar, the idea of building that community and being part of a community and owning my own business so that I could use my creativity for better or for worse. Right? I mean, sometimes we use our creativity and it works great, and other times we learn a lot. So that has been quite a ride, but is very, very fun. I'm a person who likes to throw myself into something and learn all about it. And when you open a small business and you haven't had a small business before, there's a lot of learning that happens, especially in the first couple of years. So
Yes.
it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
I can relate to that. And I can't imagine, especially during the pandemic, what that's like to learn through that. So, as in the beginning, that's cool. So what is kind of the vision, or where do you see this going as far as Pear Tree itself, which is a beautiful name. And I want to know how you got that name, but
Oh, thank
first,
you.
first tell me the vision.
Well, we just hope to continue, being here for this community more and more, even though we haven't been here for all that long. People are learning that we're here. We're getting new consigners and customers all the time, and just want to continue down that road and be a really, long-term viable part of Edmonds. Because this is the community that I love, and yeah, that's where we hope to go.
Awesome. I love it. So I also see on your website, there's a select list of brands that you guys take, but that I think it said sample brands.
Yes.
Do you mind like name dropping some of the brands that you like to see, or what you're kind of hoping to attain?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's a hard question because there are a lot of brands,
Yeah.
but we tend to look for, and again, not exclusive to, but we like quality products. Natural fabrics are great, cottons, linens, silks, as opposed to fast fashion and some of the, more polyester type pieces that are out there as well. Some of our most popular brands are the Anthropology brands. We love Eileen Fisher and her natural fabrics.
Me too.
Um,
Yeah.
boutique brands, unique things, vintage items. Yeah, there's quite a range of different things that we like to try to carry something for everybody. And so somebody can come in and, all the way up from size extra small to the plus sizes, and we even carry petites. And the goal is that there'll be, hopefully something for everybody.
Awesome. Cool. And then I also saw that, so typically consignment, or maybe at least on your website, you said it ranges between 50 to 80% off of retail
Yeah,
prices. And a lot of times this stuff is not very worn, right? It's in
correct.
fairly good condition.
Yes, we do look for things that are new or look new, appear to be new.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Very cool. And then do you mind sharing how you got the name?
Yeah, no, that's a question that I get a lot. um, well, my last name is Poirier. We say Poyer, and it means pear farmer in French. Uh, but I didn't come across that name initially. When you talk to other business owners, it's often commented that coming up with a name is the most difficult part. So that for me was definitely the case. It took me a long, long time to come up with a name, and I was sitting having a glass of wine with a girlfriend one night and just kind of throwing around different ideas, and I had the idea that I would love to have a simple logo that was something that had to do with a tree or a flower, and we're throwing around different flower and tree names. And she said, well, what about Peartree? And that was it. That was, yes, that is it. So I knew right away that that was the right name.
Oh, I love that. That's so cool. And I love how it's tied to your last name.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. So tell me, is there any, so you just mentioned before we started recording here that you guys are now open 7 days a week,
Yes.
which is
Through the
very,
summer hours. Yep.
okay, lovely. And then is there anything else that we should know about Pear Tree or any sales or anything like,
Oh, but just in general, we get new items every day. So I would love for your listeners to just pop in, say hi, check us out, and see what we've got, and reach out to me if they have any questions. I'm always happy to to be there to answer questions, and also let everybody know that we have a wonderful staff of gals who love fashion and they love the community, and they're a lot of fun. So
awesome.
I'm really blessed to have them on staff.
Oh, I'm excited I got to check you guys out.
Yeah.
This is a guilty confession. I'm recording this without having been in there for yet.
Oh yeah, come on
So
in.
I will definitely be checking it out. And as we're speaking, I'm like, all of the times I clean my closet out a lot, and I'm like, there's been some serious gems. I should just bring them in. Might as well. Nothing to lose, right?
Absolutely.
So awesome. Well, thank you so much for this. Pleasure to meet you, and I'm super
Thank
excited to
you.
visit.
It was
So,
great to meet you too.
and your store presence is it's so gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely
Oh,
beautiful. So just walking by and seeing it on the outside is absolutely
thank you. That
amazing.
means a lot.
Yeah. Do you mind sharing your address? And we'll put
Yes,
it in the show notes.
315 Fifth Avenue South. So we're right across the street from C'est La Vie, which is kind of a landmark. They've been there a long time.
Cool. And maybe Ace Hardware too is like right by there. So
Oh, yeah, they're a couple
a little
blocks.
bit
Yep.
down.
Yep.
Okay. Well, it's that side of Edmonds, right in the heart of downtown. So go visit. And I'm excited to visit my.
The Edmonds Mom's Room podcast is brought to you by Body Motion Physical Therapy. We help women through pregnancy and beyond so they can live active, confident, and healthy lives.